What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mac's Grill Shack. My name is Shane, and today we're talking all things Ooni, and I'm going to give you my 3-year review. Let's go. So I've owned an Ooni pizza oven for over 3 years now. My first was the Fyra, second was the Pro, third was the Coda. I'm going to tell you why I went in that order, my thoughts on them, and give you my overall review and what might be the best Ooni pizza oven for you. So let's take a look. Alright, here we go, guys. Day one. This is the Ooni Fyra wood pellet grill. This was a few years ago when the Fyra was first released, and this was a great day. Got to bring home the Fyra. I chose that one. It's the smallest, it was the cheapest. You know, it's pellet fueled, and obviously, as you can see in the background, I have a pellet grill, so it seemed like the obvious choice. Alright, here it is on the first night. Getting it burnt in. You can see in the left corner there, that sucker is ripping. We're actually shooting flames right out of that top chimney. And we started off nice and easy, simple cheese pizza, maybe a little minced garlic on there, a little bit of olive oil. Once again, another simple cheese pizza. I highly recommend starting out simple. You're going to burn a few, so start easy. You can see we got a good temperature on our stone. We got some nice crust, and after you get the hang of it, experiment a little bit. Here I played around, made a dill pickle pizza. This was actually phenomenal. If you haven't tried it, you really got to. Super easy to make and delicious. Here's a good shot. You can see the fire in the back of the Fyra. Get a really good flame roll over top. This thing screams heat. Here we are, pulling out a simple pepperoni pizza. Not too bad. I'm a big simple pepperoni pizza fan, and here we're trying something a little bit different. We got a jalapeno popper pizza, so we got bacon, jalapenos, cheese, all that goodness. Why not? Alright, here we got a few simple fresh pizzas. You can see we're going to town, we're banging them out. We have the classic margarita there. We got some leftover chicken. Why not make a buffalo chicken pizza? Super tasty, super easy. It's a nice thing of always having leftovers from smoking. Throw it on a pizza. Makes it that much better to get rid of your leftovers, and it's always tasty. Here's a look at something fresh out of the garden. We got tomatoes, basil, cheese, little olive oil. Super easy, super fresh, and delicious. But not only pizzas, guys. Here we're cooking a steak in the Ooni Grizzler pan in the Fyra. This thing's screaming hot. Preheat your cast iron, throw a steak on there, let it rip, and you get yourself a beauty steak. Alright, couple of tips I learned cooking with the Ooni Fyra was to make sure you're keeping that hopper loaded up. You're probably going through that back pellet hopper every 10 to 15 minutes or so. Keep an eye on it, because once you start making pizzas, you realize your fire burns down, interrupts your pizza, you're trying to get your fire going again, it can be a pain. So stay on top of that, and make sure you're out of the wind as well. Also, keep that door on when you're basically not needing access to your oven. When that fire's on, when your pizza's in there, keep that front door on, pull it off, spin your pizza up, put it back on. That way you're not messing with the flame draft. That way it'll come roll over your pizza up out the chimney and not want to push through the back. Also on the Fyra, you will end up getting some ash buildup in your back grate, and if you're making a lot of pizzas and you're wondering why your heat's dropping down, most likely you got ash buildup on that grate. My trick there was to take my turning peel, go around to the back vent right before I go to make another pizza, give it a good tap, let that ash kind of fall through, helps it breathe, brings your fire back to life, and you're ready to cook another pizza. And just stay on top of that. Keep your hopper full, tap that grate, let that ash fall down, and you'll make fantastic pizza. Alright, and after having the Ooni Fyra for about a year, I made a ton of pizzas, I did steaks, I've done shrimp, tried lots of fun things. Those are a few snippets I found in my phone history, and great little oven. I had the opportunity to try a larger model. This was the Ooni Pro a couple years back, and I wanted to see what it'd be like to cook on the bigger 16-inch cook surface, maybe try some charcoal hardwood, and it's a solid pizza oven. I was excited to try more space, try more things. So here's a look at the Ooni Pro. This is wood fired as well. You got a big hopper on the back you could load with charcoal, hardwood, and 16-inch pizza stone, quite a bit bigger. And I was excited to give this thing a go. As you can see, this model's got a door on front too, a little glass window. We've got a little charcoal bed in the back. We're making a simple, once again, leftover barbecue pulled pork pizza. Super tasty. And you see there, not much of a fire going on. We can control a lot lower temp pizza. Here we got another pie in there. Charcoal bed's a little bit hotter now, maybe a little more towards that Neapolitan style. And simple salami cheese pizza here. And you can see how much that charcoal bed's radiating in the background there, and allows you to control a lower temp pizza. And once again, this thing's got a nice window to peek through that goes a long ways. And here we go, trying something else out. We got the 12-inch Lodge cast iron pan in there. Trying some chicken wings. Why not, right? Wood-fired chicken wings. Come on. Those look pretty good to me. Cooking with charcoal. You can see I threw a piece of oak wood in the back there near the end to give a nice flame roll over top, crisp those wings up, and they were tasty. Alright, on the Ooni Pro models, a couple things I learned. You know, you don't have to cook with just wood. You can certainly use charcoal, maintain a nice low fire in there. I like to start off with a charcoal bed, get that going, get your heat up. And if you want to cook that Neapolitan style, or if you want that flame roll over the top, add a wood chunk right before you go to throw your pizza or whatever you want in there, and you throw that piece of oak in there, say, and it's gonna ignite pretty quick and give you that nice flame roll over the top, which is key in making those pizzas. Alright, so after playing around with the Ooni Pro for a couple of months, I knew that the bigger size was for me. I love the versatility of it, being able to fit more food. And a couple years ago, right around this time, Ooni just unveiled a new pizza oven. And this was different once again. This was the Coda 16. So full 16-inch oven as well. But this one is propane. So I saw it and I had to take it home. Let's take a look. Alright, here we are on day one. Brought home the Ooni Coda 16, sitting beside the fire here outside, and we're going to crack this guy open. This is propane powered only, no door, straight gas. Let's take a check here. We've got both ovens preheating. We're going to do a little side-by-side action here. The Ooni Fira going. As you can see, you don't get a lot of view out of the Fira, but they both do a great job. That Fira really cooks intensely. As you can see, they're both going to give you very similar results. Coda is a little easier to maneuver. You got the big opening there. You got more room to work with. So having that extra space is nice to play with. But as you can see, they can both make a pie just fine. And here's another thing I was excited to try. We got the Lloyd's Pan Detroit style pan, and we're making deep dish. Turn this oven on low, keep it a little more to the front of the oven on the right side, away from the intense heat in the back left corner, and we can control the temperature a little bit better. And banged out a couple of those guys. Super tasty. And of course we're going to make some Neapolitan style pizzas there, if you will. We've got a simple cheese basil. You can see we got some nice air bubbles in the crust there. we've got a much bigger pizza going on here. This is probably about a 14-inch pizza, something you would never fit in the fire. Good size. Love me some pepperoni pizza. There you have a look at it. This is maybe more a little more New York style, if you will, kind of a hybrid, and not a super hot bake on it. Launching those pizzas in. We're having fun making pizzas on the regular. So your simple cheese pizza once again. Nice puffy crust on there, some good color. And there she is in action. You got lots of heat, got that flame broil effect going on, bubbling cheese, and once again we got some nice crust there. And we're experimenting, we're trying things out here, making lots of pies. Decent looking pizza there. And this is one of my favorite shots. We got pepperoni and basil, with the basil in the background, coda looking pretty. And with the good comes the bad. Here is a pretty burnt pizza. She flew a little close to the sun. Pretty black all around. You're going to burn some pizzas, guys. That's just the reality of it. Don't let it stop you. Learn from it, adjust your temperature, move a little quicker, do what you gotta do. And if you got leftovers, throw it on a pizza. We got some more buffalo chicken pizza action. And here we got probably, this is getting as close to a 16-inch pizza as we can fit in there. Super thin pepperoni, stretched out real big. And this was an awesome pie. Super thin crust, real crispy. I love this pizza. I wish I could recreate this one all the time. And we got the opposite here. We got a pretty small, maybe 10-inch, real doughy crust, pulled pork pizza, a little slaw on top, and delicious. Having fun here once again. We are making a cheeseburger pizza. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but it was actually super tasty. So we got jalapenos, red onions, seasoned ground beef. We got some cheddar cheese on there, some burger sauce, and yeah, even a little ketchup. Sounds crazy, but it was tasty. We also got ourselves a breakfast pizza going on here. Super fun to try this. We got a nice runny egg on top. We got some bacon, some fresh tomatoes, real doughy crust on there. You know, you could rip a chunk of that crust off, dip it in that egg yolk, and what an awesome breakfast. And one of the probably biggest tips I have, best tips I have for the Coda models is on the lower setting actually. You can cheat it back a little bit. So the low setting on the Coda, you're still running pretty hot. Sometimes that's too hot for certain things, especially for me when I like doing deep dishes. It is a little bit too hot. So if your burner is on and you go to the high setting, and you can actually push that knob in, cheat it back towards the off setting, and release it, and now you're kind of in this weird zone where it's not meant to be, but you can actually cheat your flame down real low by turning it towards the off. Watch your flame as you turn it down, and there you can maintain a much lower temperature, which helps on those lower temp, longer bakes. Another tip on the Coda is preheat that on high. Keep that grill on high when you're not making pizzas, and then as soon as you launch that pizza in there, turn it down to low. It gives you a lot more room for error, I would say. You don't have such an intense flame rolling over the top, where you can manage that pizza a little better, spin it, keep an eye on it. Your stone's still nice and hot, but you don't have such an intense heat, and you're not as likely to burn that pizza. When you pull that pizza out, before you do your next one, crank it back to high, get the heat back into that stone, make your next pizza. As soon as you launch it in there, drop it back to low, and repeat. Super simple. And in all the pizza ovens, always make sure that you're keeping it out of the wind best you can. Wind is going to mess with you real bad, especially on the wood-fired ones, so try to block the wind the best you can. I would strongly recommend, if you don't already have, get yourself a turning peel. These things are, they shouldn't even be an option. Get one of these. You're going to be able to maintain your pizza, spin it while it's in the oven so much better than trying to go in there with a full peel and spin it around and shove it back in every 10-15 seconds. Get yourself a turning peel, and I recommend doing all your hot work with this. So what I like to do is use a wooden paddle. I'll take this paddle and stretch my pizza out on it and prep it all on here, launch it into the oven, set it down, and get it ready to build the next pizza on. I don't use this for anything hot other than launching it into the oven. I'm not putting that back in there with that hot pizza. After it's launched, everything's with the turning peel. I'll do all my spinning, and it looks small, but you can certainly pull out a 15-inch pizza with one of these guys. So let this take all the heat. That way you're not heating up your main peel, because the next pizza you go to put on there, if this is hot, you better believe your dough is going to stick. 2 peels, one hot, one cold, one for launching, one for turning and pulling that pizza out, and that'll save you a lot of headaches. So after having owned a few Ooni pizza ovens over the last few years, I've definitely learned some things along the way, what I like, what I don't like, what works for me. The Ooni Fira is an awesome little pizza oven. It was my first one and I fell in love. Made such great pizza, easy to run, and I'd highly recommend it if you want to get yourself a wood-fired pizza, and especially if you already have a wood pellet grill. It just makes sense. That's why I got it. Would highly recommend it. Great little oven, very portable, very light, and will make awesome pizza. If we look at the Ooni Pro, which has now been revised into the Karoo models, once again, great pizza oven. You know, whether it's the 12-inch or the 16-inch you go with in these pizza ovens is up to you. The Fire is only available in the 12, but the Karoo models and the Kodas have 2 size options. I would recommend the larger models unless you want it to be extremely portable. You get more room to work with. The Ooni Pro, having tried that out, made me realize I need a bigger oven, more room to work with. I could fit those, you know, full 12-inch cast iron pans in there, and it's a lot more versatile, a lot more control. I can choose where I'm placing the food in the grill in conjunction with the heat to manage what I'm cooking a little bit better. If you want to cook with charcoal and hardwood, then get yourself a Karoo or a Pro model if you can still find any around. And the nice thing with those models is you can get an optional gas burner and put on the back. So not only can you cook with hardwood charcoal, but you can cook with gas too if you want to buy the additional burner, and you have the best of all 3 options. And last but not least, we have the Koda models. This is the one I still own. I no longer have the Fira or the Pro. Honestly, I just wasn't using them anymore, and the Koda did everything I needed to. It gave me the space, the versatility, the temperature control. The fact that you can just go high to low instantly on your flame is really nice. It helps out making pizzas and cooking everything else you're going to do in there. And it's a great model, easy to run. Anyone can do it. There's no fire management, and it's just easy. All right, so which one is right for you? Well, that's entirely up to you. They're all going to be good pizza ovens. Like I said, I would recommend the larger one. If you don't have the budget for it, or if you want it to be more compact, get the 12-inch. You'll still be plenty happy with it. And you know, pick your poison. If you want pellet, charcoal, hardwood, or propane, you want all 3, get the Karoo models and the optional burner, and you can do them all. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by today while we talked about some Ooni pizza ovens, a couple of things I've learned along the way, a couple of tips for you. Stay tuned for the next one where we grill up more goodness outside.